Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to live from John Locke Park, Callan, Saturday the 15th of August. Match starting in the next 2-3 minutes, of course. The All-Ireland champions double champions of 2019 and 2020, Shamrocks Ballyhale, against, I suppose, the pretenders, or one of the pretenders in Club Hurling in Kilkenny, Danesfort, who did quite well last weekend. It might be added against Bennettsbridge. The scoreline maybe not doing them justice. We'll have a lot to play for here again, of course. The other group today now at Dixborough, after winning, opens up Group B, I suppose, in Kilkenny Hurling. We'll go through the teams real quickly, the teams that we have in front of us. Of course, you can guess that these teams may not all line out the way they are. The Shamrocks team, of course, Dean Mason on goal. Number 22, Kevin Mullen returns, and of course 3, Joey Holden, and 4, Brian Butler. Right half back, Weirden 2, Dara Corcoran. Number 6, the Defence Forces man, Richie Reid. And number 7, one of the numerous brothers, Paddy Mullen. Middle of the field, number 17, back from injury again, is Darren Mullen. So the 2 Mullen, 3 Mullins playing, and beside him, Ronan Corcoran. Number 13, playing 10, but wearing 13 is Owen Reid, and he's beside him, of course, his brother TJ Reid, and beside him again, wearing 12, Joe Cuddy. Inside line of young Owen Keneally, a man back from injury again, Colin Fennelly, and beside him, Owen Cody. So Shamrocks, if people weren't sure what way Shamrocks would organise themselves, well, they've organised themselves clearly to win this game. And we'll go through the Danesfort team real quickly as well. Danesfort team on goal, Kevin Ireland, beside him, Dan Dowling. 3, Des Dunn. 4, Dermot Phelan. 5, Darragh O'Neill, centre back, Carl O'Neill. Number 7, of course, Paul Murphy. Dylan Dunphy Wallace. 8, 9, Pádraig Mullen. 10, Richie Hogan. 11, Philip Cooney, and of course 12, Colin Phelan. 13, Jack Bruton. 14, Paddy Hogan, and 15, Jack Mullally. And while we give you them teams, they actually do mean nothing, because at this stage Danesfort are all over the place as regards put numbers in places. Colin Fennelly is in front of Des Dunn. Des Young, the young man from Danesfort, his father obviously a great servant for Danesfort, to Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy playing 2, Weirden 7 playing 2. Beside him there is young Colin Finn, to Richie Hogan out here playing the middle of the field, possibly. Danesfort, as I said, all over the place. As regards the numbers, certainly wearing their numbers, but now Peter Donoghue not on the programme, wearing 26, and he's gone right half forward. So as we said, the Danesfort team at this stage is a little bit different from what you'll see. And again, 1 minute gone in this case, 2 minutes gone. And Danesfort playing into the Callan, into the end. Richie Reid, the Defence Forces man, hits a crossfield ball to Owen Cody, Mark and Paul Murphy. That'll be a duel well worth watching. Cody, an exciting young talent. Paul Murphy, of course, we all know about him. This instance got Joey Cuddy, as we said. If Danesfort weren't sure what way Shamrocks react, Shamrocks have picked a very strong team. Cuddy went a great save by Kevin Ireland, had gone over the bar. Good save by Kevin Ireland, and that's 1 point to Danesfort at this early start, to the Shamrocks. Again, apologies to our listeners, and welcome to all our listeners, but we have, as we have said, working in COVID conditions, which means it's a little bit difficult with the stats and the statisticians. So that, again, Colin O'Neill has it. Colin O'Neill, we're making excuses, I know, but Colin O'Neill has it. He gives it to Pádraig Mullen. Outside him is young Colin Phelan on the far side. Colin Phelan on the ground. He's been chased by Paddy Mullen. Paddy Mullen is there. Paddy comes out with one of the 3 Mullins playing. Of course, Adrian Mullen not available to Ronan Corcoran. Ronan hits a short ball to Colin Fennelly, and Colin Fennelly, as we said, back from injury, playing corner for Colin, looking for help. They're used to the ball already. Shamrocks playing around with the ball. Big, strong men. Line ball on the far side. Julian O'Dwyer on the far side. The Donegal ex-Village man puts the flag up. No one contesting it. The line man giving a line ball on the far side. Julian having a few words, or people having a few words with Julian. As we said, the Danesfort team a little bit all over the place, but most of the team, as we said, number 20 is playing in the middle of the field. That's Robbie Welch. He's wearing 20, playing in the middle of the field. We didn't name him, I just spotted him there now, but Robbie's playing. Richie playing centre forward, it looks like, on Darren Mullen, who's playing centre back. Long ball goes into the corner. Colin Phelan, Joey Holden puts up his hand, of course. Joey is there, but Jack Bruton is there, young Jack Bruton. Jack does a slap, and a definite slap by Kevin Mullen. Silly slap, and Richard Dowling, or referee from Kilmacow today, Richie Dowling, an experienced referee. He'll referee the game. Young Dylan Wallace is out in the middle of the field, unusual position for him, or is he playing centre forward? So as we said, Jack Bruton wearing 13, playing corner forward, and number 11 is Philip Cooney playing full forward. Richie Hogan strikes this very high. Richie Hogan very high, puts it over the bar, 1 point apiece, and Richie Hogan puts that over the bar. Richie Hogan for Danesfort. 4 minutes gone. Richie Hogan 1 point, Danesfort 1 point. Short puck out taken, comes to Robbie Welch, blocked down by Ronan Corcoran, blocked down. Paddy Mullen has it. Paddy Mullen is coming out. Paddy Mullen As we said, we're trying to work in COVID conditions. Brian Butler clears the ball. Butler clears it to Dan Dowling. Young Dan Dowling misses the first touch. Owen Cody, a chop maybe. Dan Dowling is there. Young Dan Dowling making his first inter-club. Colin O'Neill's lovely sweet hurler. Colin O'Neill moves away to Peter O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue now has the ball on his time. He needs to hurry up though, because Kevin Mullen is coming. Mullen was too slow, or not too slow. O'Donoghue, he needs to give it to someone. He has people in front of him. Cooney, he does very well, or does he? He does very well, or does he? No, he doesn't. He drives a wide for Danesfort. That's their first wide of the game, and Danesfort driving that wide. And they've made a mistake here already. But as we said, working in COVID conditions not easy here. We'll manage. Down on top of TJ Reid. TJ puts his hand up. It comes to Owen Reid, his brother, the older of the Reid's brother. Owen, very, very experienced player. Owen Cody on the side, blocked down by dear midfielder. Young man, 21, played under 21 for Kilkenny last year. Back to Owen Keneally, exciting young player, to TJ. This will go over the bar. Of course it will go over the bar. Super score by TJ Reid. That's the Shamrocks' second point. 2 points to the Shamrocks. 5 minutes gone, 1 point to Danesfort. Robbie Welch in the middle of the field with Pádraig Mullen. Darren Mullen in the midfield with Ronan Corcoran. Richie Reid at centre back, marking Richie Hogan. So 2 experienced county panellists. Corcoran puts his hurl down. Now it comes to Pádraig Mullen, who played so well last week against Bennisbridge. Mullen is going through the middle when they're running at him. Now Donoghue, the ball is slapped out by Dara Corcoran. Dara Corcoran has the ball. Now it comes out to Pádraig Mullen. Mullen has it again. He's blocked down brilliant by Richie Reid. Comes to Kevin Mullen, back from injury. One of the Mullins, of course, Adrian Mullen, missing today. Throw maybe, but Brian Butler gets away with it. Darren Corcoran, a lot of brothers have familiar. The Shamrocks are with their brothers. Owen Cody's gone in full forward, and Desi Dunn. Desi Dunn now is looking for help, because well hooked by Desi Dunn. Owen Cody, certainly a talented hurler, and certainly one that Brian Cody will be looking to. But again, Owen Cody maybe a little bit lacklustre there, gone out over the sideline, poor out of the Danesfort men, and again they let that soft, and they shouldn't let that happen. Quick line ball back to Paddy. Paddy familiar, goes for long ball, but again a Paddy, poor wide out of Paddy Mullen. That's Shamrock's first wide. Danesfort with 1 wide. And again, as you said, Danesfort certainly, as we said, putting it up to Shamrocks after 5 or 6 minutes, but certainly Shamrocks, as we said, full forward line of Keneally, Fennelly and Owen Cody. Dangerous full forward, ball breaks, comes to Colin Field, and Colin Field, a strong man, out to Pádraig Mullen on the 45. Pádraig Mullen should put this over the bar. He does put it over the bar. Great score by young Mullen, and Pádraig Mullen starting off the way he's played the last day against the Bennisbridge, the young man, son of Liam, of course, the selector on the Danesfort team, and does well. He's on it. Darren Mullen in the middle of the field. Darren Mullen, a lot of expected out of Darren Mullen for Brian Cody, but a lot of expected out of him today. Colin O'Neill puts his hand up with TJ Reid. What a battle for the young O'Neill. TJ Reid is going in along the sideline. TJ's looking for it. Owen Cody's not running with him. Owen Cody, to me, doesn't look as if he's really keen on could he be carrying an injury? Maybe that's the question we might be asking, because wasn't moving there, and TJ let off for Danesfort. Blocked down by Joey Holden, gone out over the line. Julian Dwyer gone out over the line, and Colin Phelan playing right half back, it seems, on the far side. So as we said, he's come a long way. He's playing right half forward. So again, Paul Murphy will come out to take this. Of course, the All-Ireland champions, double champions, new trainer Henry, as we know, has decided to take a break, and Mr. O'Connor from Cork man from Father O'Neill's involved, and the manager of Shamrocks this year with Aidan Cummins, the stalwart of Shamrocks. Great ball by Paul Murphy in top of the square to Bruton. Joey Holden puts his hurl. Richie Reid, as I said, Defence Forces man, back from the Lebanon, and Des Dunn is out in front of Colin Fennelly. Comes to Young Keneally. Young Keneally has great wrist, he has great vision. He's been caught by Colin Finn, gives the ball to TJ, but TJ gives it to Owen Cody. Wide, and a poor great dive and tackle by Paul Murphy, and that's gone wide by Ballyhale. But it again, to me, a small bit Ballyhale playing at their own level, playing in third gear, maybe not punishing Danesfort. 2 chances of goals, and they've missed the 2 chances of goals. A little bit lacklustre out of them, maybe, but maybe Shamrocks, as I said. Now Dylan Dunphy Wallace playing in the corner. He's on the sideline at the far side. He'll take on Brian Butler. The young lad runs it. He hits a neat ball. Joey Holden does brilliant. Comes back to Colin Field. Brilliant save by Dean Mason. And Dean Mason, the value of a goalkeeper. What a save by Mason. That should have been a goal. Possibly a let off for Danesfort. Well done, Darragh O'Neill. Darragh O'Neill's in front of young Reid. Darragh O'Neill, another young man, to Robbie Welch. Robbie, an experienced player, comes to young Donoghue. Donoghue making his debut. He needs to give a hand pass to someone. He's going to look for a score. Corcoran puts in and another poor wide out of young Donoghue. He's second wide. A great save, as we said. Great save by Darren Mason, Dean Mason on the goal. Free in here, the referee Richie Down has seen a free here. Great save by Mason. And again, as we said, making excuses, but the COVID conditions make it a small bit difficult to watch everything that's going on, and of course try and keep the stats going. But we're doing our best here. We're brought, of course, by Eddie Hughes Events. Eddie, 3 cameras here in John Locke Park, so no excuses. We'll see and hopefully offer the people every action they can. Great score by Richie Hogan. That's gone over the bar. Richie Hogan, he's free. 9 minutes gone, a free by Richie Hogan. 2 frees, and Danesfort are in the lead at 9 minutes gone. Goes to Keneally. Keneally's been out in front the last 2 balls and done well. Now Owen Reid, the older of the Reid family. Owen Reid, very clever. Rio, as he's known to his buddies. Rio comes in his left and gets a great score. Of course he does, because that's what he does very well. Owen Reid, 3 points to the Shamrocks men, 3 points to Danesfort. 9 minutes gone, it says on the clock here. Danesfort, as I said, playing into the Callan end. Richie Hogan centre forward, looking for the puck. Kevin Earn hits a short ball again, and he hits it to Dan Dowland. Young Dan Dowland is going for a crossfield ball, hits it into the corner here to young Colin Phelan, and Kevin Mullen misses it. Young Jack Bruton fails to raise the first ball on the 21. Bruton is looking for help. He's looking and he sees Colin Phelan here. He puts his hurl up to it, brings it down, but doesn't bring it down quickly enough. Darren Mullen is there. Richie is there. Darren Mullen with the blue boots and no socks. That's obviously a new thing, a new fashion statement being made by Darren Mullen. But what else would young Mullen do? Because, as I said, a cool customer. Here's Dermot Phelan. No cool customer. This man is a serious operator as a cornerback. Now gives it to Mullen. Mullen's going to go long, but it's going to tail and it's going to go wide. And that's Danesfort's 4th wide, would you believe, at this stage. So have the wind. It must be minded here. There's a slight breeze, maybe picking up as we speak. And it looks like they're Danesfort have the wind. Puck out by Dean Mason. Great save on 9 minutes by Mason. Paul Murphy shugs off Owen Cody too easily for my liking. Owen Cody wings it back. Cody, as I said, very elegant hurler. Murphy, not such an elegant, but one man that's determined. 4 All-Ireland medals. Gives it to his buddy, a man with 8 All-Ireland medals. Richie Hogan. This will go over. Will it go over the Windlehang? It looks has gone over. What a score again, of course, by Richie Hogan. 10 minutes gone. Richie Hogan and Danesfort doing very well. 4 points to Danesfort, 3 points to Shamrocks, and a goal chance for Danesfort missed, and probably 2 casual misses for Shamrocks. Seem to be in third gear, but are they in third gear or are Danesfort doing well? That's the question. To me, Danesfort are doing well. Young Dara O'Neill goes up. Robert Cahill O'Neill, very underrated hurler, centre back. Dara, and both players gone long ball to Joey Holden. Joey lets it off. Very clever. Joey gives it to Richie Reid, centre back. Richie Reid hits a crossfield ball in front of Owen Cody, and of course Paul Murphy. Very difficult to get the better of him. Now Fennelly has it. Fennelly and Des Dunn. Fennelly's going to take him on. Fennelly's going at speed. Des Dunn is trying to keep him out. Fennelly does well. Fennelly doesn't do well. Brilliantly blocked down by Desi Dunn. What a good block down by young Des Dunn, the 21-year-old. As we said, did very, very well there. And Dunn has been extremely good for Danesfort in the 3 opening games, and again came to the rescue. Big ask of young Dunn today, marking Colin Fennelly, but he done very, very well there. 65 for Shamrocks, of course. Shamrocks, as we said, amazingly statistics when you look at the Shamrocks. 8 All-Ireland medals, and imagine this man has 5 All-Ireland club medals. Don't mention the inter-county, but 5 All-Ireland club medals. What one man would give to have 1 All-Ireland medal or to have 1 county championship. And this man, as I said, 8 All-Irelands the Shamrocks have. TJ, a yard from his own 65, that means he's 66 metres out. Right in front of the goal, it seems. Middle to the right, of course, because it went wide on the right. TJ, bammy afternoon here. That'll go over the bar, of course it'll go over the bar. TJ Reid, of course, that's his 2nd point from a free. TJ Reid, 1 from play. Owen Cody, point from play. And Owen Reid, a point from play. 4 points to Danesfort. Draw a match. 4 points to Ballyhale. Ballyhale call the Shamrocks, really. This is Richie Hogan. Who else? Richie Hogan looking for help. Richie's looking for help on the far side. No Paddy Hogan here today, we must add. And that's a big loss to Danesfort, because, as I said, Paddy, hugely influential player for Danesfort, and that's a massive loss. Joey Cuddy, he goes for it. Joey Cuddy looks happy. Joey Cuddy puts it over the bar all on his own. Too much time Joey Cuddy had. And as we said, 12 minutes gone, and Joey Cuddy puts it over the bar. Point for Joey Cuddy from play. No Paddy Hogan, as we said. So that's a big loss for Danesfort today. Paddy, one of their leaders, Paddy, Paul and Richie, have been around it for a long time with Danesfort, including Robbie Welsh. So one of their leaders missing, so that's a big man missing. Now Robbie Welsh, Robbie back. Oh, he's hooked by his own man, would you believe, Dara O'Neill. Now it comes back to Keneally. Keneally doing very well in the corner, working very hard. Not maybe on the team as often in the last few years. Mullen pulls on the ball. Now Colin O'Neill is going to Colin O'Neill, does very well again. Ronan Corcoran. O'Neill bounces off a man harshly from where I was. I thought Colin O'Neill went to play the ball and went hard and fair, and it looks as if, to me, Richie Dowland made a southern decision there. Sorry to our southern listeners, but certainly it seemed a little bit seemed a little bit soft. Darren O'Neill, was the ball broke in the air, he went up for it, and Darren is a free into Ballyhale, or Shamrocks as they're known. Free in 70 yards on his own 65 now. Richie Reid playing again, a slight breeze, hugely balmy, very, very, very warm afternoon here. Of course, Dicksboro, after winning in the Group A at this stage, they're gone top of the group. This match, of course, is for positions on the table, because as we know, both James Stephens and O'Loughlin's have qualified for the league proper and Shield finals. So this is for an up the table for both teams down the table, and both probably trying to move up the table to avoid teams in the other group, but certainly can qualify now. Cottle O'Neill is limping, and Danesfort can't afford to have Cottle O'Neill carrying an injury, because, as I said, one of their leaders, centre back. TJ Reid, who else? 60 on his own 65. Bends that familiar pose. It'll hang, and it'll hang over the bar. And of course, the umpires don't have to look, and TJ puts it over the bar, as I said. That's Shamrock 6 points, Danesfort 4. And again, as I said, Harsh may be free there. Richie down, and Kevin Ireland will puck the ball out. He'll go long. His last few puck outs were short. Long, but not long either. Phelan is underneath the ball, and so is Paddy Mullen. Phelan does well. Colin Phelan does well. And Colin Phelan is looking for help. He kind of miss hit, and that's another poor delivery in by the Danesfort men. Maybe no one in there. Mason now gives an opportunity to put Joey holding. Great ball by Mason in front of Dan Dowling. But Joey Cuddy now in front of Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy's out in front of Owen Cody, and Owen Cody needs maybe, and there's a free. And in fairness, it's very difficult to get in front of Paul Murphy. There's men in the army, in the defence forces all day, every day trying to get in front of him, and not a hope have the man just after returning from the Lebanon. And of course Murphy, Danesfort stalwart, not to mention a Kilkenny stalwart, and in his familiar number 2, limping a little bit after that. But now Richie Hogan, 80 yards out, right in the middle of the field. Richie, this will drop short possibly. No, it won't drop short, it'll go over the bar. And a great point by Richie Hogan. 6 points to 5, up 1 point game, 15 minutes gone. Richie Dowling, does he realise that maybe there's water break? That was a time, 15 minutes on my clock, but again, that's my clock. Paddy Mullen, short puck out. Mason, Paddy's going up the wing in front of Murphy again. Murphy is in front of when he misses now. TJ will give it, he won't. TJ's going to go inside Cottle O'Neill. TJ's trying to get away from. TJ's going to get Fenley's. TJ's looking up, he's on the 21. He just cross ball to Fenley. Fenley's going to try and come inside, and Fenley's going to get hooked off. Shamrocks, as I said, too casual in front of goal, having chances. TJ will probably pop this over the bar. Looking up, looking for help. TJ now will pop it over the bar, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, puts it over the bar. Again, another let off for Danesfort, possibly. Seems that maybe, just maybe, Ballyhale are the teasing. Danesfort, I'm not too sure, but certainly have had 3 chances and have overplayed the ball. That's a water break, a badly needed water break for both Danesfort and for Ballyhale and for us here. Game hasn't come to life, but of course these COVID games don't come to life in this day and age. There's Kieran O'Connor going to his statisticians here in front of him. He has 3 men on the line, and they look like rebel men. They don't look like Ballyhale men to men. I mean, they're giving the stats to O'Connor here, and he's having a word with his statisticians too, mic'd up on ears and on speakers. So new maybe to Kilkenny hurling, maybe new. Not too sure. Did Henry use walkie-talkies last year? If you're listening, Henry, I don't think he used walkie-talkies, but certainly Kieran O'Connor from Ballyhale, manager. As we said, David Fitzgerald still there, the Gordon man, and Aidan Cummins there as well, having a word. 5 points to 7. Danesfort doing quite well, but they have the wind, have drove 4 wides to Shamrocks, 2 wide. Shamrocks, as we said, went in on at least 3 occasions for goals and missed their goals. And then what a save by Dean Mason. Colin Phelan got inside, great pass by Jack Bruton. The ball was given to Colin Phelan, only 15 yards out inside the 21. And to be fair, Mason came to the rescue, and Mason a lot of experience. And of course, Mason, a young man, 20 years of age, but by God, that was a great save out of Mason. O'Connor's talking to the boys, as I said, balmy, warm, even, hard to hurl, to be fair to the boys. Nothing really at stake, I suppose, for but either team only to go up the table. Maybe that's why Paddy Hogan is resting on the far side. Maybe that's why Danesfort. Does it really matter to either team? I'm not too sure in this group, because the teams they'll face on the far side would be considered maybe a small bit easier. Colin Fenley's down with an ankle injury here and getting laced up. So again, as we said, maybe Danesfort or maybe just Ballyhale are have a lot to play for, because they are risking, as we said, Darren Mullen, they are risking Colin Fennelly, and Colin Fennelly's up there now. Strong Colin Fennelly, ex-Defence Forces man, very familiar of course with Paul Murphy. Neither of them marking each other, I suppose that's a pact they might have met each other. Paul full-back, or corner-back, Colin Fennelly running in. Puck out, sharp puck out, because Colin was getting, as I said, getting attended to. Desi Dunn, Kevin Iron, Desi Dunn down on top of Jack Bruton. Bruton is going under the ball. He puts the hurl up, he breaks it down, it'll go over the line. Julian DeWare puts the ball up, of her flag up on the far side. Line ball here. Nice crowd enough here behind us and beside us here from Danesfort, and it looks like the Ballyhale crowd, or few, are on the far side. By the way, teams of Paddy Mullen on the far side. As we said, 17 minutes gone, including the water break. Danesfort 5 points, Ballyhale 7 points. Line ball again, Julian puts the flag up on the far side. Cotton O'Neill is going, but no, now the Danesfort man, and Lee Mullen is shouting, be saying to Richie down that ball wasn't out over the line. Lee Mullen has his hands out saying no way it was out over the line, and Julian is having words there with the linesman on the far side, because that's second ball maybe that has happened on the far side that maybe Danesfort selectors and management didn't realise. Paul Murphy on the far side. Paul, as we said, the Defence Forces man. Maybe since about 5-6 weeks, and has already lost a tan. Great ball by Murphy in on top of who else? Only Joey Holden. Joey shepherds it out wide balls. That's Danesfort's 5th wide at this stage. And Dean Mate, it's a short ball, but it doesn't look like it's gone anywhere important. And back to Paddy Mullen, got away with it. Paddy Mullen hits the ball to brother Darren, but it doesn't work out to Pádraig Mullen. The two brothers maybe gives it to Richie. Richie gives it out to Robbie. Richie to Robbie. That's a familiar from the last few years. Robbie now the farmer and the pharmacy, and back to Donoghue. Donoghue going for his 3rd or 4th chance. He's running in it again. He needs to give a hand pass. He does. He gives it back out to Colin Phelan on the far side. Phelan should put this 25-30 yards out. I'm not too sure was that a wise decision out of Colin Phelan, but again, just maybe have them much to play for. That's the question we must be wondering. But certainly a wide and maybe a let off for Danesfort, for Shamrocks. But certainly both teams having chances for goals, not taking them. Danesfort having 2, Shamrocks having 2 half chances. Neither team's taking their chances, so maybe the score should be 2-5 to 2-7, because certainly both teams have had their goal chances, but neither of them getting really upset. So maybe they're fooling us all here. Paul Murphy again, that's his 4th line ball, and excellent. Now it comes down top of Richie Reid lets it off. Another man who was in the Defence Forces with Murphy goes to his brother TJ brings it down, of course familiar, Richie Hogan. 2 hurlers of the year there. Richie there, and Richie Hogan slaps at TJ, the hurler of the year 14 versus the hurler of the year 15. TJ needs help, 3 against 1. TJ is good, but 3 against 1 is not fair to TJ. Robbie Welch is under that ball. Robbie Welch does well. It's not Robbie Welch, it's Dan Dowling, young Dan Dowling, as I said, making his debut with senior hurling. Darren O'Neill makes a run, another young man going down the far side. Darren, big man as well. And again, hope all our listeners are enjoying this event. Both clubs came together, in fairness, and both clubs have offered this game free on the streaming, and a very good initiative and very kind initiative by both clubs. And of course Eddie Hughes, as I said, and his buddy Alan here. We're all getting more experience. Praying to the 4G gods, Eddie tells me, because of course we're dependent on the gods up there with 4G, the modern technology. There is the Richie Hogan. This will hang wide, it seems. Wide by Richie Hogan, a free, ambitious maybe attempt. 7 wides for Danesfort, 2 for Shamrocks. Does that tell you Danesfort have more of the possession? It certainly seems it if they do, but certainly Danesfort 7 wides should be more in a commanding lead if that's the case. Have missed 2 goals, so maybe Danesfort have been doing very well. Darragh O'Neill, they said it impressed me the last day, got away with a throw. Mullen misses it, he gives another throw. A lot of throws going on there, to back to Rio. Rio will put this over the bar because that's what he's good at, and Rio put it over the bar. Point by Owen Reid again, as we said. Great score, 5 points to Danesfort, 8 points to the Shamrocks, and Rio puts that over the bar. 8 points to 5, 7 points to 5 at the break. 7 points at the water break didn't really matter, as I said. Both teams, just to me, maybe just going through the motions, maybe thinking of 2 weeks' time when the first round proper starts, and just maybe trying to manage a team. Darren Mullen, the selectors here, not happy. The statisticians, I believe there's 3 statisticians here from Ballyhale beside me. Now comes out in front of Colin Fennelly. Desi Dunn. Colin Fennelly gives it out to Rio. Rio gets in too much space to me. Rio, of course, very clever off his right this time. This will drop short. Great hook. This won't go wide. Kevin Ireland needs to be careful. And Keneally's in there. Owen Keneally's in there. Too casual out of Kevin Ireland. Gone off the foot. Oh, wide ball for Shamrocks. Came off the foot of Owen Keneally. And now Des Dunn is down. The full back for Danesfort. And of course, look, at this stage we're all clever enough in both parishes to know that the big game is next in 2 weeks' time. Shamrocks, of course, have the luxury that they can turn it on any time they want to be busy, but they're short, as we said, a colossus of a man in Michael Fennelly and a colossus of a young man called Adrian Mullen. So they're a huge loss to any team, to any county team, not to mention a club. But certainly, if there's a team that can carry injuries, it's Ballyhale. If there's a country team, of course, that can put it up to the town teams. And last night, James Stevens were impressive. They drew with O'Loughlin's. Everyone was talking about O'Loughlin's. O'Loughlin's beat the Shamrocks. But the town teams have the panels, we believe. But of course, they won fighting chance in the country teams as Ballyhale, of course. A super club with a proud tradition, as we said. Serious. Founded in 1972 and has had 8 All-Ireland medals. And imagine 17 county senior championships since 1972. What a record, what a club. I can say no more. But have they the hunger for 2020 is the question, and can they afford to move and continue without the likes of Michael Fennelly and Adrian Mullen? That's the question on everyone's lips. As I said, today is probably just trying to finalise your team. Dylan Wallace has it. Young Dylan Dunphy Wallace blocked down by Paddy Mullen. And Paddy Mullen, of course, Paddy there now. Richie Hogan will be tackled, and Richie Hogan will be tackled by Paddy Mullen. Again, no one really getting upset. Richie Hogan does his usual, gets his free, and Richie, as I said, a leader in Danesfort, a leader with Kilkenny. Unfortunate with injuries over the year, as we mentioned again. Danesfort shot Paddy Hogan, so that's a serious loss for Danesfort. Richie Hogan 50 yards out. Richie should put this over the bar. Of course he puts it over the bar. Great score by Richie Hogan. 8 points to Shamrocks, 6 points to Danesfort, and Richie Hogan another free for Richie Hogan. 8-6. Maybe should be 2-8 to 2-6, as we said. Goal chances were had on both sides. Mason bringing off a great save. Poor wide by Colin Phelan, and then, as we said, Shamrocks too casual in front of goal, but no one getting upset. Now it comes to Darren Mullen. Darren off his left in the far side. This will go wide as well, and poor attempt by Darren Mullen. Maybe he'd be disappointed with that. That's Shamrocks 4th wide. Danesfort 7 wide. As we said, small bit lacklustre because, as we said, both teams can't qualify for semi-finals or quarter-finals. We'll be in the first round proper, which is called the first round proper, and a red chop by Paddy Mullen. That's the second, and Colin Phelan doing very well on the far side on Paddy Mullen, asking questions of Paddy on the far side, and Paddy, after giving away a free, Colin Phelan, as he said, had 2 goal chances certainly, and then after getting a free there, and has been on a bit of ball, and now Paddy looks like he's getting a tick, as they call it, a tick into Richie Dowland's notebook. Bammy, even as I said, teams going through the motions, lads on the sideline not really getting excited or upset here. So we won't get excited or upset ourselves here. We'll just enjoy the weather. Richie Hogan, 50 yards out. Richie puts it over the bar. Of course he puts it over the bar. Richie Hogan brings Danesfort closer, and Richie Hogan, as we said, outside of Paddy Mullen, he's contributed, of course, all of Danesfort. 6 points. It's Shamrocks 8 points, Danesfort 7. Ball breaks, Cathal O'Neill. Robbie Welch fails. You're probably wondering, as I am, where's TJ Reid? He's in corner forward and Paul Murphy, so obviously they've moved Owen Cody off him. But imagine having a full forward line, 2-man full forward line. Here's Owen Cody, he's out. He gives the ball to Joey Cuddy. Dermot a strong man, the Danesfort man. Phelan does very well, very clever out of Phelan. Just in case you're wondering, just like I was wondering, where is TJ Reid and Colin Fennelly? Both of them are playing as a 2-man full forward line in club hurling. One of them is marking young Desi Dunn. Yellow card for Joey Cuddy. Bit unfortunate, I think, Richie Dowland to give Joey Cuddy a yellow card there. Looked to me as if Dermot Phelan maybe dived in a little bit. Now Dan Dowland's after meeting TJ Reid. That's a big ass. Richie Hogan's coming back, as I said, with the wind. Richie coming back 90 yards, must be 90 yards. Paul Murphy's now going chasing Richie or TJ. As we said, Colin Fennelly on his own at full forward. Richie Hogan now will take this free. 70, 80 yards out comfortably. Wind behind him, this will drop short. Drop short on top of the square. Will it drop short? It'll drop short and over the bar. Great score by Richie Hogan, making it a draw game here in John Locke Park. And Richie Hogan and his father, of course, one of the top men here in Callan. And a great puck out quickly, and Dan Down has lost Joey Cuddy. Now it comes into the Colin Fennelly. Des is done. Colin Fennelly is out in front of Des Dunn. Fennelly's going to go around, and possibly he does. Fennelly's on his second step. Colin Fennelly's going to tap it as he did before, and that's what happens. As I said, when the Shamrocks men decide that they need to up the gears, and they up the gears. They went from third to fourth gear there. Quick puck out by Mason. Great ball to Joey Cuddy, who then gave the ball oceans of space in front of poor Desi Dunham. Whatever you need when you're a fullback, you don't need 50 yards in front of you. Maybe Danesfort might be more clever and clinical to have maybe more someone standing in front of Owen Cody and giving Desi Dunn some help. But Fennelly does what he does typically. Took on Des Dunn, goal. Now it's 1-8 to 8 points. Ball breaks. Phelan has it again, as I said. Phelan doing very well. Gives it to Robbie Welch. Robbie looks if he's gone centre forward. Robbie shortens the hurl. Robbie puts it over the bar. Good score by Robbie Welch. And now Robbie Welch puts it over the bar to make it a 2-point game. Robbie Welch, his first point from play. And as we said, Robbie Welch playing middle of the field still. Ball gone up top of Joey Cuddy, Dan Down. Murphy's out. Oh, Murphy gets a bang in the head there, accidentally, it must be said, but got a bang in the head. Did he run into his own man? We're not sure, but Colin O'Neill is also holding his head. Both Danesfort men are down, but hey, Danesfort certainly don't need Paul Murphy to be down. Certainly it was an accidental clash of bang. 4 men went for the ball. Murphy came out the worst of it, and one thing's for sure, Murphy doesn't go down lightly. So it is a concern for Danesfort, and as I've said on a few occasions, and as someone said, I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, but I am. This isn't a do or die game. It's 2 weeks' time is when Danesfort need pop Paul Murphy up on his toes and hurling like Paul Murphy does. So it is a concern certainly for Danesfort at this stage. Richie Down looks as if he's going to give a hot ball. Paul Cahill, the linesman here. As I said, match is kind of lacklustre, going through the motions. Neither team, as I said, needing the points, only to go up the table, maybe to avoid other teams in the other group. But who do Shamrocks want to avoid? Nobody. So that doesn't matter to the Shamrocks. They'll play whoever's in front of them. As I said, it won't be Dixborough. And other games in the afternoon, Dixborough have qualified top in the other group. Shamrocks are O'Loughlin's in the village. So that's the 3 town teams, the 3 city teams, and we've mentioned in commentary previously that the 3 city teams probably in an envious position because they have the panels and the big numbers to handle this COVID condition hurling, where maybe the short speed in Murphy's up. That's great for Danesfort, great for Paul Murphy, great for Danesfort. Murphy's up on his feet. 1-8 to Shamrocks, 9 points to Danesfort, doing well. Colin O'Neill, ball comes down low to Phelan. Phelan's in front of Paddy Mullen. Paddy pushes him again, and Paddy's got a tick already. I believe now Paddy might be getting what they call a call into any yellow card. Yes, he will, because that's Paddy's consistently there. Paddy has been fouling, needless to say the least. Paddy, a very extremely good hurler. Yellow card for Paddy Mullen, no need for it. But Phelan doing very well, as we said, on the far side. Richie Hogan. Richie's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points already out of Danesfort's 9. The other 2 scorers are Pádraig Mullen and Robbie Welch. Now Richie, brilliant hurler, brilliant free taker, and again he doesn't let me down. Great score by Richie Hogan. That's another score for Richie Hogan, and it brings it back to a 1-point game. And as we said, Danesfort hanging in there, doing very well, to be fair to him, against the talented and of course All-Ireland double champions. 1-8 to 10 points. Danesfort will be happy. Now the ball comes into Robbie. Robbie, familiar catch to Richie. A 1-2. Richie to Paddy. TJ's behind you. Richie, watch out. TJ's coming, the big versus the small, to Phelan. Phelan, as I said, doing quite well at 12, playing wing forward. Now he's trying to find someone. He's giving a ball down cleverly to Brian Butler and Jack Bruton. Bruton's in front of Butler. Bruton has pace. If he put it over the bar now to finish it off, he can't, unfortunately. Great build-up play by Danesfort. They're 8 wide. 8 wides to Danesfort, 4 wides to Shamrocks. So, hey, does that tell us that maybe Danesfort have enjoyed most. Special great catch by Darren O'Neill. Darren O'Neill, a young man, hurled brilliantly with St. Kieran's and missed out on Kilkenny Myers in the last year or two, and people who have wondered why did he miss out. Ronan Corkin gives it to Rio. Rio's getting too much room. Rio will drive this clarity and wide, uncharacteristically by Rio, as I said. Owen Reid, a brother, of course, of TJ and Richie there, and super hurler, and on the wrong side of 30, but hey, what commitment and what service he's given Ballyhale, and continues to do it. Kevin Ireland hits a long puck out, 1 of 3 down on top of Richie and TJ and Richie Hogan, Richie Reid. Now Darren, we haven't seen him. The blue boots, the no socks, as I said, a fashion statement. Now Des Dunn and Colin Fenley. Des has his hand out. Des does well. Colin field to Dermot feed, and Dermot again going down. Dermot went down the last and just throws the ball out to Rio. Rio was in front of Darren O'Neill. Darren O'Neill puts the hurl in. Keneally does well. Slides. Now Fenley has it. Fenley's in front of Daz. Fenley gives it to Ronan Corkin. Ronan Corkin pops up. Ronan Corkin puts it over the bar. Typical Ballyhale style, typical Shamrock style. Ronan Corkin hasn't been on a much ball at this stage, but a good point by Ronan Corkin. 1-9 to Ballyhale Shamrocks, or Shamrocks as they're known. Danesfort 10 points, 2-point game. As we said, neither team's getting too excited, neither management team's getting too excited. I see Pat Tracy, Paul Carley and Lee Mullen on the far side not getting too excited. As I said, Paddy Mullen throws it up. He believes the hurl was put out of his hand. Paddy wondering why he's lost his hurl, but he lost it himself. Threw the ball up into his hand. And again, as I said, that comes from maybe casualness, and that's not a reflection on Paddy, just a reflection on the team and the positions that both teams are in. Just possibly, as we said, casual, but certainly an enjoyable game, to say the least. Some good individual showings, of course, and of course the leaders, of course, Richie Hogan, and here he is again. Richie going for his Danesfort's 11th point, and Richie puts it over the bar. Umpire is as cool as a breeze below, and he puts it over the bar. That's Richie Hogan's Danesfort's 11.1 game, and that's Richie's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for Richie Hogan, as we said. Short statisticians during COVID, so we're doing our best. TJ has it. TJ gives it to Owen Cody. Cody's trying to get away, can't get away. Puts the hurl to his hand, gets away with a great score by Owen Cody. Is it a great score? Great score by Owen Cody. Very good. He was going to get the free, and Owen Cody, as I said, seriously talented hurler. We all know the bloodline. Seriously talented hurler, and Shamrocks need to get more out of him, and of course Kilkenny do, but hey, if there's a lad that is going to make a difference to Kilkenny in the next few years, this man has the potential. Owen Cody, short puck out to Kevin, to Cottle O'Neill. Cottle does well, Kevin Ireland does well, TJ Folly and Cottle O'Neill. Cottle O'Neill losing TJ, he'll be delighted with that. TJ is only trotting after Cottle. Cottle is doing brilliant. Cottle, the young man, hits a ball, wide ball. Maybe something could have Kevin, but I mean, if there's a more honest man hurling, there's no more honest than Cottle O'Neill. Brilliant run by Cottle, but the finish wasn't good. Now the puck was going to get caught. Peter Dunne, who does well, comes back to Ronan Corcoran. Corcoran, as I said, gives the ball back. Ballyhale, as I said, seemed to maybe a small bit lethargic. Is it hard training? Now Paul Murphy's in front. This man is not lethargic, that's for sure. Gives a neat ball across to Dan Dowland. 3 Danesfort men waiting for the ball. 3 Ballyhale men just standing, or the Shamrocks men just standing. Now Dylan Walsh comes out, and Joey Holden was going to win that game, or is win that ball, and Lee Mullen and the Danesfort man, and Richie Hogan is not happy with that, because Richie Dowland just now he's changed. It's half time here. No one gets to take the free. It's half time here in John Locke Park, Callan, and on a scoreline of Shamrocks 1-10, Danesfort 11 points, a 2-point game. As we said from the very outset, a good start by Shamrocks. It went up to a point lead. Richie Hogan levelled at 1 each, and then TJ put a ball over the bar for a point from a play as well. Then Paddy Mullen put a ball over the bar, 2 points. Then it's a great 2 missed half casual chances by Danesfort, or by Shamrocks. Maybe should have had 2 goals. Were very lethargic, as we said. Could have had goals and didn't take their chances. Then Danesfort went down the field, and I said, had a brilliant save by Dean Mason on the goal for the Shamrocks. Brilliant save by him from Colin Phelan. Then Colin Phelan came in after the water break and had another chance that he drove maybe marginally wide, and again Danesfort have had their chances, and the wides have anything to go by. It's Danesfort with 9 wides, Shamrocks with 5 wides. So on a scoreline here in John Locke Park, Shamrocks and Danesfort going through the motions, no one really getting upset, both teams happy, I suppose, with what they're doing. Bigger deaths are going to come in 2 weeks time. This is only, as we said, a match that the players will go up the teams will go up the table, but Shamrocks very comfortable, I suppose, playing within themselves. 1-10 to the Shamrocks, 11 points to Danesfort. Welcome back, and the game is just on. Colin Fennelly has it on the outside of D. Fennelly, as we said at this stage. Oh, he's blown for steps. Talking to people at half time here, I suppose. Danesfort, Sharp, Paddy Hogan, Park, Paddy Hickey, Evan Shefflin, Brian Cody not playing for Shamrocks. So obviously people with injuries or niggly injuries are being held back. But again, as we said, both teams and supporters kind of mentioning that maybe both teams are going through the motions, not a huge amount to play for. Paul Murphy hits a long ball down, 110 to Shamrocks, 11 points. Shamrocks were here in front of us in the first half, and now Richie Hogan's in a spot of bother. He's after saying something to Richie Dowling, and Richie Hogan is going to have a word with Richie Dowling, and Richie Dowling is going to put the word of Richie Hogan. Yellow card for Richie, and now Richie needs to be careful because, of course, maybe from a confidence point of view, Danesfort might want to win this. Of course, either team will want to win this because maybe Shamrocks will feel a small lack of confidence. But why could you be lacking confidence with 2 All-Irelands back to back? But Danesfort, as I said, maybe a win will bring that bit of confidence because 2 weeks' time is when this matters most. Richie Reid hits a long ball that'll go over the bar. Great score by Richie Reid. And as we said, Richie Reid. 1 minute gone in the second half, and Richie Reid puts that over the bar. 1-11 to Shamrocks, 11 points to Danesfort. Puck out taken, comes down on top of Richie Hogan. Richie puts his hand up. As we said, COVID conditions not making it easy. Paddy Mullen is going to go long. So long has gone wide, and that's Ballyhale's. How many wides at Ballyhale in the first half? 5 wides in the first half. Ronan Corcoran is down. That'll give us a chance in the breather. 5 wides to Ballyhale in the first half. That's their 6th wide. Danesfort, as we said, with 9 wides. Ronan Corcoran is down, and again, as we said, all these injuries because it's tough stations for all these players to shorten the matches coming week in, week after. They do have a fortnight's break now to championship, first round of championship. 8 teams will go into the hat tomorrow or Monday evening. 8 teams will know their fate. They'll all know their fate this evening at 5 o'clock. There's the last game being played this evening in senior hurling in Kilkenny. This weekend is Ballyhale and Mullinavatt. And Mullinavatt will have an awful lot to play for there, because they can qualify into the semi-finals and avoid, as I said, the first round quarter-final, or if you like to call it the first round quarter-final relegation. 8 teams will be in the first round of that relegation, so a dangerous place to be, depending on the draw you're caught. So Mullinavatt, as I said, will have a lot to play for in that game against Ballyhale, and Ballyhale maybe won't have a lot to play for other than confidence. So we'll see later on. But here, Danesfort, as we said, holding on, doing very well against the mighty Shamrocks. 111 to 11 points, as we said. We're brought here by Eddie Hughes Event Management. Both clubs coming together, streaming for both clubs. The best we can do in these COVID conditions. A huge initiative out of Shamrocks and Danesfort to give their club, their supporters and loyal supporters and men and people a chance to see their senior team playing. Kevin Ireland hits a puck out. Kevin Ireland hits it long down on top of Richie Hogan and Richie Reid. Richie needs to be on a small bit careful. Darren Neal hits the ball to Pádraig Mullen. He's going to be crowded out. Now Paddy Mullen holds up to Dan Dowling. Dan is on his own 65. Dan is going to go along. This will be a great score out of the young lad. If it goes over, it won't go over. Hard look, Dan Dowling, and Dan Dowling, that's Danesfort's 10th wide. Danesfort haven't enjoyed the possession, that's for sure. Dean Mason goes long. No more sharp puck outs in the last few puck outs. Down top of TJ and then down and TJ breaks it down in front of him. Paul Murphy needs to get there. He does. TJ slows down a bit, puts on the handbrake, and again, as I said, TJ going through the motions possibly. Back to Murphy. Murphy gives it out to Dan Down. Young Dan Down doing quite well in front of us here the last few minutes. Paddy Mullen is gone. As Darren Mullen. Darren is going to go crossfield. He's not. Darren, talented hurler, wristy hurler, and Darren hits it long down on top of his cousin and uncle, first cousin to Colin Fennelly. Cotton O'Neill, as Cotton gives the ball, looks up and gives it to Robbie Welch in the middle of the field. Robbie hand passes out to Darrow O'Neill. Darrow O'Neill is going to go left-handed down the far side, down to Dylan Dunphy Wallace. Young Dylan Dunphy Wallace marking a lad called Joey Holden. That's a big ask out of young Dylan Dunphy Wallace, and young Dunphy Wallace is fouling, and it's again a small bit harsh out of Richie Downing, I think. Small bit harsh out of Richie Downing. Young Wallace, as I said, a little bit unfair to young Wallace. 3 minutes gone in the second half. It's 111 to 11 points. Wind picking up a little bit. The Danesfort playing against it. Shamrocks, as I said, playing with whatever wind is in it. Long ball down on top of Fennelly. They're going long. Shamrocks have changed their tactics in this half. The last few balls have gone long. All in the first half was short. Now it comes to Rio. Rio's been tackled by back out to Ronan Corcoran. Corcoran, familiar style. This will drop and drop wide, and a poor wide out of Ronan Corcoran. 7 wides for Danesfort or for Ballyhale. Oh, short puck out. Kevin Ireland gives it to Young. Now TJ has it. TJ's going to go inside. Desi Dunn. TJ. Oh, these short puck outs, they should be banned. And again, if we learn anything from these short puck outs, it was hard look at young Ireland. I missed it. Young Dan Down had his back turned, and of course, when you take a short puck out, you definitely don't want to be having TJ Reid on the end of it. Goal for TJ Reid. He was hanging in there. Owen Keneally did well, and as I said, young Keneally, as I said, not known maybe outside of Ballyhale, but certainly has the wrist and has the brain maybe to give a great ball. Goal by TJ Reid. Ball was down 2-11 to Ballyhale. 11 points now. I suppose now there's a bit of distance going to happen here. Ballyhale have upped it, have they? Owen Reid is out. Cody is out. Cody puts it over the bar, and as I said, Cody's gone out centre forward now. TJ's in the corner, and there's an interesting move out of Ballyhale, and they've done it. Owen Cody, as I said, hugely talented Cody, maybe more suited to centre forward. As I said, TJ now in the corner, and Paul Murphy. Colin Fennelly. Now TJ's going back out centre forward, so again, Ballyhale very clever. Paddy Mullen is coming to leave it to his brother Darren. Paddy knocks him over, whatever happened between the two. Poor pass out of Darren Mullen, too casual to Colin Phelan. Now Richie Reid is coming to help him. Comes to Kevin Mullen. Kevin does well, playing a bit of soccer. South End United, Ballyhale team. Paddy Mullen is there. Paddy's going to be careful. He needs to be, as I said, on a yellow card. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Now it comes to Joey Cuddy. Big Joey Cuddy goes to Owen Cody. The vision out of Cody. Ah, yes. Now he goes to Paddy. Paddy should have given it back to Joey Cuddy, and Joey not too happy, and a poor wide, and Joey Cuddy throws what we call an FUCK there, and wanted that pass, and he didn't get that pass. Wide again out of him, and 8 wides out of Shamrocks. Again playing at their ease, but playing, as we said, very clever. 12 to 11 points. Daylight is between them. Richie is fouling there. Richie fouled Kevin Mullen there, and a free out, and Darren Mullen takes it real quick. Now they're looking for a hot ball, but it won't happen. the statisticians here beside me, 3 of them from Ballyhale Shamrocks beside us here. I'm not sure can the sound be picked up here, but I know it's not pleasantries being said here because Alan is having a laugh here. I missed it, but I'd say again, it wasn't well done anyway, as been said. Richie Reid on his own 65. Richie going to go along. He has the wind, as I said. Great striker, great wrist. It'll go along, it'll hang on top of the goalkeeper. Oh, great score by Richie Reid again from 80 yards, right in the middle of the goal post. And Richie Reid, as I said, seriously talented hurler again. A man again that maybe Brian Cody will have to seriously consider, because the last few years Richie has been knocking on that senior setup, and now surely deserves his chance for Kilkenny. Here he is again, Richie Reid again, now starting to pick up. Ballyhale have obviously went into 4th gear, in 3rd up to now. Paul Murphy is being chased by Rowan Cody down in this corner. Paul Murphy is in front. Paul Murphy is looking for help. He doesn't get any help. Paul Murphy goes long. It'll go in front of Colin Phelan and Darren Mullen. Colin Phelan, as I said, doing very well in the first half. Being very instrumental. He needs to hurry on, because there's a lad called TJ Reid following him. He's going to go long. He's going to hang low, because again the wind, this will just hang into Dean Mason. Again, maybe a cleverer ball than that could have done. Now the ball goes down by Dean Mason. He puts it back. TJ hasn't got his hurl. TJ goes out over the line. TJ didn't know the ball was coming. Line ball for Danesfort. 2-13 to 11 points. An 8-point game. And as we said, the wind is after picking up a little bit, helping the Shamrocks. Maybe Shamrocks have upped the gears, I'm not too sure. But again, Danesfort shorted influential Paddy Hogan and Paddy Hickey. So again, they won't be hugely disappointed. This 2 weeks' time is when it matters most to all these clubs, and particularly the lads of us so-called pretenders. And they are one of them in Danesfort. The ball comes to Rio. Owen Reid is back a long way. Gives it to Kevin Mullen. Kevin Mullen hits a shot in front of Kevin. Has been held. The ball goes in front of Desi Dunn. Desi and Conan Finn. Dunn does very well. Dunn very well. Cathal O'Neill, as I said, doing quite well at centre for back. Now gives it to Robbie. Robbie picking up the break. Poor ball. 2 balls and 2 in front of Richie Hogan. Richie Hogan 2 against 1. Comes to number 15. 15 again is 15 is on for Danesfort. 15 looks as if he's on for Danesfort. That ball by Richie Hogan has gone wide, and we don't have. Oh, James Mullally it is. James Mullally, no by the run of him, it's James Mullally. He's on for Danesfort. Of course, no programmes here in COVID conditions. James Mullally is on the middle field. Looks like Peter Donoghue has gone off. James Mullally, here he is. Very stylish and accomplished hurler as well. Again, not making the starting 15 for Danesfort. Richie Hogan got heavily tackled there, not getting the free from Richie Dowling, and Richie not too happy now. He needs to be careful. Now here's young Mullen, as I said, has the speed. Granny Mullen's here beside us. Of course, Granny Mullen has nephews and grandsons on both sides of the team, both teams, and it's not difficult for Granny Mullen to shout for anyone, and she's actually quite here beside me, sitting very pleasant, and of course having 3 grandsons on the day, on the Shamrock scene, and having young Pádraig Mullen, her other grandson, playing for Danesfort. So Teresa Mullen, in fairness to you, you're shouting for neither Danesfort or the Shamrock. Sitting here beside us, Lyle supporter Teresa Mullen. Murphy's out in front of TJ Reid. Murphy opens the shoulders. It'll drop short because the wind is against him. It'll drop short on top of Jack Bruton. Misses the touch. Dylan, great save again by a goal, and Dylan Dunphy Wallace gets the goal. Great goal by young Dylan Murphy. Dangerous ball. Danesfort or Shamrocks didn't cope with that ball, as we said, and 8 minutes gone in the second half, and Danesfort, as we said, didn't cope with that ball. And again, maybe just again, a small bit of casualness in the full back line. They'll be disappointed. Dean Mason did well, saved it, but again, as I said, 9 minutes gone back in the game. 2-13 to Shamrocks, 1-11 to Danesfort. 1-11 plays 2-13. Danesfort, as I said, will be reasonably happy, holding in there. Richie opens the shoulders. This will drop short again. There's a strong wind enough after Broome in the last few minutes. Strong as in it was from no wind to some kind of a wind. Back to Brian Butler. Brian Butler hits a poor ball. Too casual out of Brian Butler. Again comes to Robbie Welch. Robbie puts the hurl down. Joey Cuddy fouls him. Joey Cuddy disappointed with that, and Robbie Welch does well. 9 minutes gone, very warm day. 1-11 to 2-13. Danesfort will be happy with the reaction they've given, because, as I said, Shamrocks seem to be pulling away. They didn't pull away there now. 2-13 to 1-11, a 5-point game. Free, and Robbie Welch is down. Robbie Welch looks like it might be a calf injury. Another spectator said here at half-time, a glorified challenge match. A bit harsh on both players maybe, but certainly it has been casual. But as from a conference point of view, Danesfort needed more than Shamrocks, that's for sure. But then Shamrocks need to get a bit of form, because they wouldn't be happy with their form in the past 2 games, I suppose. A proud hurling club, and as we said, hugely talented individuals. Here's another talented individual, Richie Hogan. He puts it over the bar. Danesfort back in it again, as I said. 10 minutes gone into the second half. Richie Hogan. puts that over from a free. And that's 112 to Danesfort, 2-13, a 4-point game. Danesfort hanging in there, they'll be happy. And their supporters, I hope, are happy. Mick Fenney's at home, sitting down watching the game. Not too sure, Mick, was you happy with the performance of Ballyhale? Goes long, Cathal O'Neill does well. Again, TJ's casual, but that's only because it's TJ. He doesn't need to. Rio, he's not casual. This will hanging over the bar. And of course, when I have ever seen that, when Ballyhale needs someone to pop up, it's always someone, and it's often a Reid, but Owen Reid, I've seldom let Ballyhale or the Shamrocks down. 10 minutes gone in the second half, 2-14 to 112. Kevin Ireland, he won't go for a short one, that's for sure. Goes long, top of who? Top of Richie. Brilliantly caught in front of Dara Corkin. Richie does brilliantly in front of Richie Reid. Richie needs to pop this over the bar. He doesn't, he's going for a go. Richie looks as if Richie's blown for the free there. He followed in, and now the men on the far side, the selectors, but from where I was, maybe Richie could be in a small bit of bother, because Richie kind of fell in on young Dara Corcoran. To me, the selector's not a bit happy. They're having a word. Richie Down's having a word with Richie. Now he's pointing the finger. I think and I believe Richie needs to be careful. Very, very careful, because, hey, Richie, you're needed in 2 weeks' time, by. Now he's gone over to Liam Mullen. Liam, as I said, having a word, maybe a bit harsh. Richie could have put it over the bar, as we said. Now, I think Danesfort need to be careful. Richie needs to be careful, because, hey, Richie, Danesfort needs you in 2 weeks' time, by. Not today, maybe, 2 weeks' time. So be careful. Richie Reid, 2-14 to 112. Shamrocks, a good long delivery, opens up the shoulders. This will go down top of Joey Cuddy and Paul Murphy. Cuddy, he puts the hurl to it. The ball breaks to Paul Murphy. Who else? Murphy, the defence forces man, gives a hand pass to James Mullally. Mullally gives it back to Darragh O'Neill. Darragh O'Neill hits it. Poor ball out over the side, and Darragh panicked a little bit. Mullally was looking for the pass. Now, if you weren't sure, are Danesfort interested in the game? The three selectors on the far side are certainly keen. Danesfort man down in the square. It looks like it could be Des Dunn, number 3. Can't see the helmet, but he doesn't seem to be around Des Dunn. And again, I said, injuries hugely influential on a lot of teams. The teams that are suffering from injuries, suffering in the championship. Danesfort on the far side, Joe Tierney, Liam Mullen, Paul Carley, Pat Tracy, and Paul Cal, the linesman from Dunamegan, a man who gave great service to Dunamegan and would have rubbed shoulders against many of these Danesfort and Ballyhale men, particularly the older lads. Statistician coming down from the bank here to the Ballyhale management. And again, as I said, Ballyhale, 3 in the sideline and 3 in the 4, 7 men involved. That's the modern game. That's what it does, the modern game. You need eyes and ears everywhere to watch what's going on. Ballyhale, as I said, at their ease, 2-14 to 112. Won't be hugely happy with their performance, but again, as I said, going at their ease. Now it comes to Robbie. Robbie looking for help. He needs Richie. He's looking to give it back. He's tackled by 4 Ballyhale men, 4 Shamrocks men. Rio doing very well. Rio hits a ball into 2 Danesfort men. James Mullally is back there on his own D. Mullally, 2 casual. Richie Fenley's there, 3-4 Danesfort men. Fenley plays a free high up in the air. Paul Murphy. Now again, Richie Dowling is starting. If it was a speaker on the far side or a microphone, I'd say the explicitives on this far side are not too kind to Richie Dowling at this stage. And again, as I said, Danesfort now maybe, just maybe seem to think that they might have a chance. 15 minutes gone, water break, 2-14 to 112, 2-14 to the Shamrocks, 112. The story of that second half, of course, was a reaction very quickly by Richie Reid, a great free from a long distance, and then a short puck out. And how often have we heard and seen where these short puck outs don't work? Short puck out didn't work, came to young Owen Keneally. He gave a clever ball to his buddy, and his mentor TJ Reid, and TJ then casually and brilliantly put it in the bottom left hand corner with Kevin Ireland. That probably took the sting out of Danesfort, but they reacted in and got a long ball in on top of the Danesfort full back line, or the Shamrocks full back line, and that wasn't dealt capably by the Shamrocks full back line. Ball broke. Mason did well to make the save, but Dylan Wallace got the final touch. Again, no one seems to be too upset here on the bench beside us. The Shamrocks men, as I said, going through the motions probably. A lot of whispering of change being made. It looks like Darren Mullen is going to come off. He, as I said, carrying an injury, and this is where most teams now need to be careful going into this. 2-14 to 112, 5-point game. 5-point game. Richie Hogan with 10 points, and of course 8 for 6. Garrett will change here. 8 for 6 obviously means 8 for 8 is today. Well, 8 today is Gavin Butler is coming on, of course. Sorry, Gavin Butler is coming on. And 6 seems to be Richie Reid. Is Richie Reid coming off? Now, Danesfort are back, ready for action. 5-point game. 2-14 to 1-12. As I said, the Cork man is letting the boys know, maybe not surely happy. Paddy Mullen, as we said, Colin Fendy there. There's someone gone off for the Shamrocks. We're not too sure. Darren Mullen is not. He's gone off. It must be Richie Reid. Richie wearing 6 looks like he's gone off because Darren Mullen has gone centre back. Darren Mullen has gone centre back. Richie Reid gone off. That's a concern for maybe Shamrocks. But again, short the likes of Evan Shefflin today, Gavin Butler, Brian Cody, go down through the subs again. Ballyhale have the panel, as we said, and can afford to miss these lads. Shefflin a big loss off the half back line. Now the ball goes down to Paul Murphy, brilliant ball by Murphy. The free in front of Jack Bruton. Bruton is in front of Kevin Mullally, or Kevin Mullen. Mullen is just bounces out of the way, another soccer touch to TJ. TJ gives it back to Kevin Mullen. Mullen is coming out of his corner, gives a neat hand pass to Paddy Mullen. Paddy, the brother. Paddy hits this ball and it puts it over the bar. Good score by Paddy Mullen. And again, that's Shamrocks at their ease. 2-15 to 1-12, and came out of that casual out of the backs by possibly Kevin Mullen. Looks like he's free. Robbie Welch is down the field. Kevin Ireland, they said that's the last sharp puck out he'll take for a while. It'll go long this time. Down long on top of Colin Phelan and Darren Corkin. Darren Corkin puts it up. Paddy Mullen again. Paddy looking for help. Paddy puts it over his left shoulder to Owen Cody. Owen Cody and Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy again. Paul Murphy's winning that battle today. Paul Murphy gives the hand pass. What a corner back and what a man and what a service he's, as I said, has given to Danesfort and to Kilkenny. Mullally, nice and casual. Mullally hits the ball in top of Philly Cooney. Joey Holden in top of Philly Cooney. Philly Cooney second best there. Back to Joey hits it long down top of Colin Fendy and Des Dunn. Ball breaks. Dunn does well. TJ's there. TJ comes to Paul Murphy. Paul Murphy fails. TJ trotting to the ball. Dermot Phelan is coming to TJ. TJ looking for help. Gives it to Owen Cody. Owen Cody and TJ. Two of the better wristmen in the country. I'm not too sure. Is there two better wristmen in playing hurling? And it's a free. Owen Cody does have blown a free. Doesn't get upset. And Colin O'Neill does well. 2-15 to the Shamrocks. 1-12. 6-point game. 2-15 to 1-12. 17 minutes gone in the second half. As I said, the water break not having a major impact on this game. Richie Hogg. Oh, Richie. Darren Mullen seemed to have fouled him. Richie let the roar free in. Didn't seem an awful lot in it from where I was here. And Richie Down is going to have a word with Darren Mullen. Concern maybe for Shamrocks is where's Richie Reid gone, because Richie Reid is a hugely influential player for Shamrocks and he's gone off at centre back. Didn't seem to be carrying injury from what we've seen, but anyway, 18 minutes gone. 2-15 to 1-12, a 6-point game. Shamrocks, as I said, playing at their ease, but maybe he's a too easy. They won't be entirely happy. Richie, we put it over. Elegant free taker, elegant hurler, and a brilliant sportsman. Great score by Richie Hogan. 2-15 to 1-13. Richie Hogan, 2-15 to 1-13. 5-point game. John Locke Park in splendid condition today, as it always is, and great facilities here. Murphy, Owen Cody puts it up. Paul Murphy slaps on Colin Fenley. Colin Fenley going to go for a point. Colin Fenley will try and bring it in. Colin Fenley doesn't bring it in. He gets his free though, because there was a slap by Pádraig Mullen, and Pádraig, of course, wondering why he gave away that free. And Pádraig, as I said, would have close connections to the Ballyhale contingent. As I said, his granny here sitting beside us, Teresa Mullen, and staying rather quiet, shouting, as we said, shouting for neither Ballyhale or shouting for Danesfort. Grandsons on both sides. TJ Reid, of course. Richie Downs looking for water, and of course, as Aidan Cummins just reminded, I can't give you water because you have to bring your own bottle, Richie. Aidan Cummins is reminding, bring your own bottle, Richie. Now he's taking a bottle, so Aidan Cummins after reminding him, is that your bottle, Richie? I'm not too sure. TJ, yes, brilliant free taker, of course, brilliant hurler. I hope there's no HSE men here today. Now, Ball goes out, 113 to 216. Puck out again. Danesfort going long all the time now to Joey Cuddy. Joey Cuddy back out to Darren Corcoran. Darren Corcoran going down the far side. Darren O'Neill can't chase him. Darren Corcoran will stand and put this over the bar. The young man puts it over the bar. Looks like the way the umpires are standing, that's gone over the bar. Good score by Darren Corcoran. And Darren Corcoran 113 to 216 to 217. Shamrocks again. Darren Corcoran again at his ease coming down the far side. 217. Now it looks like maybe, just maybe, this game is certainly petered away for Danesfort, as I said. Bigger games for both teams, certainly bigger games for the likes of the contenders, of course, being Ballyhale. They're the ones that will, I suppose, be on most lips if they can to contribute to the city teams. James Mullally going through. Mullally on the 21 pulls the ball up. Mullally look for help. Mullally hits a crossfield ball to Jack Bruton, but Jack Bruton is behind Kevin Mullen. Kevin Mullen doing quite well, clever and economical. They're on and Corcoran gives it Darren Mullen. Darren centre back with the blue boots and the no socks, hits it in front of Colin Fenley, and Fenley's in front of Desi Dunn. Dunn doing very well, and Fenley all day. Dunn doing very well all year, to be fair to that full back. A bit of what we call a shemazel. Now it's going to be a crutch, a scrum. Richie down should blow it. He won't blow it. It comes out to Dylan Dunphy Wallace. Dylan Dunphy's hooked, but young Owen Keneally. Dunphy was looking for a free, not getting a free. Comes out to Owen Cody. Cody is looking for help. Cody, look, three lads around, gives it back to TJ. This will go to Joey Cuddy. Joey Cuddy playing around with him, Joey Cuddy gives it to TJ. TJ now popped this over the bar, shortens the hurl, and that's typical Ballyhale. Never panicked and just at their ease, just looked for their man, TJ Reid. Quick puck out by Kevin Iron, 218. Short he went to Dare, 218 to 113. So Jack Bruton has been told take him on. He's been shouted by the boys in the fair. Jack Bruton looking at Kevin Mullen, gives it back out to James Mullally. Mullally's going to take him on. Fouled. James Mullally is fouled by Kevin Mullen. Inaka was fouled, to say the least. 218 to 113, an 8.53 8-point game. As we said, every time there's a reaction from Danesfort, Ballyhale just up the gears, it seems, and that's probably a tiny bit harsh on Danesfort, but probably the truth. But as I said, Danesfort doing very well the last day against Bennisbridge, and doing quite well today. They won't get too unduly upset. Good point by Richie Hogan, because as I said, bigger games to come. 22 minutes gone on the clock. 218 to 114. 218 to 114. A lot of matches going on this afternoon. A lot of games that people will be interested in the tables, as we said. Shamrocks will be. TJ Reid will hang this, and TJ pulls it wide, a little bit wide. TJ, and that's Ballyhale's 9th wide. Danesfort with 10 wides, not as many wides in the second half. And as we said, the Village gone through, O'Loughlin's gone through, Dixborough gone through. So hey, all those country teams, the city teams are through. And after this evening, we'll know who the fourth team is. Darren Mullen does well. He catches the ball under Richie Hogan, gives it Dara Corcoran. Corcoran foul, does he? Gets away with it. Now it comes to Mullen, and the two Mullins are there. Darren Mullen with his cousin, and he looks for a free, drops the hurl and gets away with it. Paddy Mullen, his brother. Paddy's coming down through the middle. Paddy's blowing for steps again. A ball hopped in his hand. Richie Dowling. Paddy's not happy with that. I didn't see it myself, I have to say. This mentors calling Paddy stay away for. Paddy didn't seem to be fair to Paddy. I don't think he hopped the ball. But anyway, doesn't matter. 218 to 114. A 7-point game. 7-point game. Strong wind. Danesfort hanging in there, doing well. Ballyhale not pulling away. So Danesfort will take something out of this game, as I said. Richie Hogan bends, familiar style. Richie, it'll pull a little. And it pulled wide, yeah, he knew the way he hit it. Wasn't comfortable hitting it. 11 wides, 12 wides for Danesfort, wide for Danesfort. Trying to watch the clock here now as well. 24 minutes gone, ball breaks, 218, 114. Not many lads shouting on the far side. Rio has it. Rio, but it's been fouled. Rio's gone through looking for help. He gives the ball out to Ronan Corcoran. Corcoran's going to give it out to Owen Cody. Cody's going to make a run. A slap. Cody going for a goal. Oh, yes! And that's what he does, and that's what Ballyhale do. And hey, that's just what you call super goal. And again, that's what Ballyhale do to you. That's what Shamrocks do to you. And again, that's what Owen Cody can do to you. Mightn't have been seen for a while, but then just picks his spot. Brilliant goal. And again, 318 to 114. And again, as I said, Ballyhale or Shamrocks just playing at their ease. It seems they're not gone away, which is great. Reminder to all those city teams, but a worry for those country teams or the teams that are in the other division. and watching where they're coming through. Ballyhale certainly full value. Ballyhale coming, as I said, at the Rees, coming good at the right time. Clever ball to Fendi, Mullen to Fendi, Colin Fendy's going to try and take on someone, gives it out. He doesn't. He goes out to Dermot Phelan. The young man gives it Dan Dowell. Young Dan Dowell will give a hand pass. He doesn't. He's looking up, his head up. Dan Dowell is coming through. Dan Dowell needs to give it to someone. He mishits it. Dan is going to run into trouble. He does run into trouble. Darren Corkle is there. Dan Dowell is going to get into big trouble now. He has it one back. Keneally's with him. He gives it back to Richie Hogan. Richie sidesteps Paddy Mullen. He doesn't. Richie looking for it. Gives a neat ball to Colin Phelan. He doesn't. It comes to Kevin Mullen again. Kevin Mullen doing quite well, cornerback. Clever, economical. Hasn't missed a few games, doing quite well at cornerback. And as I said, the mentors here, Ballyhale, leaning on the goal post. They know themselves to have the game won now, and are now starting to maybe plan and think of the next day for sure. TJ's going to come out. TJ trotting out. TJ. All we'll say is TJ doesn't like the heat. That's what we'll just say about TJ's performance today. Did what he had to do when he had to do it. Got a brilliant goal. Tapped over his point, but never got out of third gear, and that's a compliment, TJ. 70 yards, 26 minutes, 3:18 to 1:14, 10-point game. TJ bends his familiar poise. Warm, balmy afternoon. As we said, one more game in the senior championship. Bennettsbridge and Tullaroan playing at the minute. TJ puts that ball over the bar. Great score by TJ Reid. And TJ, as I said, not even a clap to be here, because, as you said, there's not many supporters, and we hope you've enjoyed the coverage here by Eddie Hughes Event Management and enjoyed the game. Loyal supporters of both Danesfort and Ballyhale, because as we know, these COVID conditions doesn't allow us to bring our supporters, and hopefully those changes will happen soon, but unlikely in the next 2 weeks, so we might have to be content with streaming. And poor ball out of Dan Dowden. The wind maybe caught it. Dan tried to give the ball to Robbie Welch, gone out over the line. Julian O'Dwyer puts his flag up. Not a busy afternoon for the linesmen, not a busy afternoon for the umpires either, but 3 great goals by Danesfort, or by Shamrocks. 3:19 to 1:14, an 11-point game. Not a true reflection on the game, to be fair to Danesfort. They were very economical in the first half, and were very determined. And to be fair to Danesfort, they'll give any team on the far side plenty of it, and no one will want to play Danesfort. I've seen them twice at this stage, and again, as I said, very game. And again, short Paddy Hogan and short Paddy Hickey, to name two. And as I said, Ballyhale, of course, or Shamrocks, we all know what they can do. Double All-Ireland champions. The news anyway, if anyone's not sure, from Ballyhale or from John Locke Park, is Ballyhale are going nowhere, lads. They were just warming up the last 2 weeks, or last 3 weeks. That's all they were doing, warming up, getting back into position, getting their men back on the field, getting their players back in familiar positions, playing cleverly, getting their players back to where they want to be. And here's one of them, Owen Cody, super score by Cody. And as I said, the news from John Locke Park, in case anyone's not sure, if the city teams are listening, if the city teams are Ballyhale or the Shamrocks, are not gone away, lads. They're not gone away. 3:20 to the Shamrocks, 1:14. Playing at the Rees, as I said, up to Darren O'Neill. Darren O'Neill on the far side. Darren O'Neill coming up, needs help. Darren O'Neill get a free foul by Paddy Mullen again. And as I said, if there's one criticism out of Ballyhale today, it might be the consistent fouling, and maybe something that they should be concerned with. They've given away a lot of frees, and it's at times when Ballyhale are run at, and that half back line are run at, that's times that they're fouling. So that maybe, whatever these 4 statisticians beside me have, maybe that's something that might be take away. Too many easy frees given away. And to be fair to Danesfort, when they ran it, them 2 subs coming on. One of them is young Davis, I know, by Martin Davis, 23. I don't have the team in front of me here. 23. Martin Davis is one of them. Owen Keneally's coming off. Owen Reid is coming off. Richie Dowling, the sub is on. Martin Davis is on, a number 23. Stephen Barron, man I haven't heard of. Stephen Barron. Welcome to senior hurling, Stephen Barron. He must be a young man, but Martin Davis certainly I know of. Another underage man, hurled up along all the way. But Stephen Barron looks like he's making his debut for senior hurling for Ballyhale Shamrock. So welcome to senior hurling, Stephen Barron. You're playing beside a lad called Colin Fendy. Here's young Martin Davis. Gives it to his buddy that he was sitting beside for the last 25 minutes. Barron is on Paul Murphy. What a debut to make young Stephen Barron, being brought on to mark a guy called Paul Murphy. That's surely a bit harsh out of the selectors. Surely they should have given him an easier start. Oh, Richie Hogan put his hand up. Joey Cuddy put the hurl up. Richie was looking for a free. Martin Davis on 2 balls, 2 possessions already. Back to Owen Cody, back to TJ Reid. At their ease, and this is what they do to you. Puts it over the bar, does he? Puts it over the bar. 3:21 to Ballyhale. And again, look, when you bring on Noon Davis is buzzing around the place. 3:21. TJ Reid, as I said, in third gear, doing what he has to do when he has to do it. 3:21 to 1:15. But that's, as I said, a bit unfair maybe to Danesfort. They've been very game for a long time. Very, very, very cool for a long time. And as I said, had maybe 2 chances of goals in the first half. That would have maybe put a bit of pressure on the Shamrocks. But since the second half, I said, oh, Kevin Eyre needs to come quick. It's gone wide ball. Another sub coming on for Danesfort, or for Ballyhale. It's number 24. It's Liam Barron. And if I'm guessing, Stephen Barron and Liam Barron could be brothers. They're obviously young men from Shamrocks, Ballyhale, and making their debuts. As I said, Stephen Barron wearing 23. When did you make your debut, Stephen? I played it against Danesfort. Who did you come on against? Paul Murphy. Wow, tough baptism for young Stephen Barron. Richie gone down again. Richie playing me, trying to get the attention of the referee. He needs to be careful, as I said, cause not to do anything silly. Now there's a bit of a schmozzle. 2 minutes to go, 2:46 on the clock. Darren Mullen hits it down to Stephen Barron and Paul Murphy. Barron does well, young Barron, and here he comes, and Paul Murphy, he's looking behind him, he's behind you. It's Darren, Stephen Barron goes out over the line. Young Barron puts it out over the line, he puts his hurl to it, or his hand to it, it's gone out over the line ball for Danesfort. 31 minutes, the game has fizzled out. 3:21 to 1:15. 12-point game, is it? 12-point game. That's when you go to do your maths. A 12-point game. Shamrocks, as I said, haven't gone away and never got out of third gear, it seems. Never were troubled. Played at their ease. Here's one of them, TJ, in front of. There's a man who's done well all day. Young Desi Dunn did very well all day on Colin Fenley. And what is a tough ask of him. And he, as I said, won most, if not most, of the ball, bar one. Here he's out again. Great afternoon's play by young Desi Dunn. Very clever and does well to gives it to his buddy James Mullally. Down on top of Dylan Dunphy Wallace. Dylan Dunphy Wallace and Kevin Mullen. Mullen puts it the hurl, he gives a little tap, nice and easy. Mullen comes out, he'll use the hand pass, he does, out to Darren Corcoran on the fars. He's going to go long in front of Owen Reid and Owen Phelan, and now Kevin Fenley has it. Fenley's in front of him, and here again, Fenley puts it over the bar, just shoved young Dunn out of the way, and again 3:22 shot puck out to Pádraig Mullen. 3:22 Colin Fenley puts that over. 3:22 to 1:15 down Pádraig Mullen to Colin Phelan. Colin Phelan being shepherded out by Brian Butler, by Gavin Butler. Gavin Butler is chasing Colin Phelan. Gavin Butler put the hand in. He'll try and foul him, or will he try and foul him? If Colin Phelan is going to go for his point, shortens the hurl but hits a shot to Dean Mason. Dean Mason doing very cool and casual. Hits a clever ball to who other than TJ Reid. TJ on his own 65. TJ hits a crossfield ball to Fenley. Fenley looks like he's does cleverly, but didn't chase it that time. Desi Dunn might have got a knock on the head that time, but Fenley didn't chase it, didn't need to chase it. Great clearance by Dermot Phelan. 3:22 to 1:15. Game fizzling out for sure. Now it comes to Jack Bruton. Jack Bruton fails to raise it. Paddy Mullen is there. Jack Bruton is there. Paddy, the strength of Paddy has the ball. Paddy has the ball. Shows it to Richie Dowling, the referee, as we said. Danesfort and Ballyhale will both go into the pot tonight, or in the weekend. And Paddy Mullen hits a sharp ball to Darren Mullen. I suppose the news, as we said, from John Locke Park is to all the city rivals is Ballyhale have gone away, they're coming back, and they will have a major impact and a major say in the championship. Of course, the city teams have a big say. They're gone through, they're qualified at this stage. Paddy Mullen gives a fair shoulder to Cottle O'Neill. Paddy a little bit harsh. That is harsh. To be fair, Paddy needs to walk away. Darren needs to walk away, as I said. A little bit harsh. TJ's having a word with Richie Dowling, but Colin O'Neill did very well, came through the centre. As I said, it was a small little bit of criticism. It might be just the fact that Ballyhale tend to foul a little bit more than they'd well like, and when they were run at, maybe that's something they might take away from it. And as I said, but at their ease, Danesfort now have a chance to make it 1:16. Richie Hogan, as I said, doing most of the scoring for Ballyhale today. 5 points. Richie puts it over the bar. Richie Hogan 1:16. 5 and 6, 11-point game. Richie Dowland's 34 minutes into the second half. Richie Dowland blows the full-time whistle here in John Locke Park, Callan, And on an uninspiring afternoon, I suppose, and a match that maybe didn't come to light. As we said, neither team had anything to play for, neither team had anything at stake, and maybe, just maybe, it was a confidence booster for Danesfort, and certainly for Ballyhale. It was all about just getting playing time into the legs of some of their players, and some of their players, I said, coming back from injuries, more of their players maybe making their debut, giving them some game time. But here in John Locke Park, Callan, Ballyhale Shamrocks have not gone away. That's the first thing that we'll say. They're certainly, as we said, anyone was feared that maybe they'd gone away. The city teams, of course, will be watching this very closely. But on a scoreline here in John Locke Park, it's Shamrocks Ballyhale 3-22. Danesfort 116. Thanks for listening. This is Eddie Hughes, Event Management. We'll see you again hopefully during these COVID times.